This is Games in Rotation with Corey Plays Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. If you haven't seen my first video, you should go check it out. It's me struggling against a mini-boss. But this is me struggling against the mini-boss, part 2. So I'm a little bit farther in the game since the last episode. I've been playing it quite a bit more. And I wanted to show off another section that I'm at, which is the Hirata Estate. Which is another one of the areas that you can go through. Just like the other From Software titles, you know, there are different kind of areas that you can pass, you can go down. So, this is 3 years in the past, because time travel exists. And the enemies I'm fighting here work on kind of a very different. They're bandits, they use fire, there's flaming arrows instead of gun guys. As you can see, I'm just kind of working my way through. I also have a different tool equipped, which is firecrackers, which are pretty good for like making a bunch of noise. Oh, shit. Alright, parried that. They also have axe guys here, which I fucking hate axe guys. Will always hate axe guys. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I just fucking hate them. But so I'm going against Juzo the Drunkard, and I've been stuck on this for a little bit, so I decided that he'd be a cool guy to kind of show off the ways that this changes. So I have my Shinobi Firecracker, and I'm gonna change that out for my Flame Vet because it works better for Flame. And so the way that this works is these bandits have broken into the estate in the past, and I've killed a few of the mini bosses, and Juzo the Drunkard is kind of the one who is guarding the rest of the estate. So I'm trying to kill him and get in. So as you can kind of tell from how smoothly this is going for me, I talked in the last video about how you kind of hit these points where you level up and you get better at the game's mechanics. So I've gotten a lot better at stealthing, about fighting, even about like running into a group of enemies, going after the archer, finishing him off, knowing where to kind of pick my stand here. Like, the boss is still in the background there. If you watched my last video, I was so worried about getting involved in the boss. Like, I'm sitting here fighting in front of the boss, killing his own troops, and then I'm running. That's the thing, too. Like, I loop him around. I know, I kind of have an idea of how Juzo works, so I'm even, like, blocking and killing here, as you can see, with no really care in the world about where Juzo is. My axe tore through that shield guy right there. The shield guys are an enemy that needs to be fought. Also, if you see that NPC I keep running by, he can actually help you in this boss fight. It's one of those interesting encounters where he will fight Juzo the Drunkard. And I'm trying to make sure that he gets the most use, because Juzo fucking sucks. And I've already tried using him before this point, and he just kind of gets killed early on. So I'm trying to maybe assassinate Juzo, if I can. You see here, so he actually has poison, which ruined my vantage point here. And the way status effects work in this game, if that bar fills up, you will get the status effect. If I'm in fire and I stand in fire long enough, I mean, it's going to hurt me, but if that burn goes all the way up, it's going to set me on fire and I'm going to take continuous damage. Just like if I let that poison continue, it's going to hurt me for quite a while. Alright, let's see if we can't get him. Oh shit. Oh no, Nogami Gensai, no, I didn't need you to join this fight yet. Alright, Nogami Gensai. Oh, it's not going to let me assassinate him, but that's fine. So we're just going to dodge the poison, dodge the slash strikes. So as you see, once again, he has normal slash strikes, but if I was not sucking, I would be parrying those. But he has a super slash strike that he's used. I actually just got interrupted there. So I'm trying to keep... God, that blade curves like a motherfucker. So... God, that's such a big fucking sword. Oh, I'm sorry. Being kind of overwhelmed by how big the fucking sword is. And if you watched the last video, if you haven't, obviously check it out. But I fought a boss there that had a long sword and had a very different fighting style. Juro blows poison. His sword strikes behind him on top when he swings it forward. So I have to kind of fight in a completely different manner than I was. Oh, at this point also, I had found a way. I showed at the end of the last video that I had gained like more posture and more vitality. And I had defeated the boss that had given me more attack power, so that's why I'm ripping through these enemies a lot easier. So you'll see, like, oh, it takes 2 to get through an archer. Where earlier it took quite a few more strikes too. God, this is really sucking for me. I'm going on tilt. I'm going on tilt. I got a little cocky last time. Of course, that's how that's gonna go, right? Oh shit. Come on, don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Using your healing. Like, the way I look at it with the mini boss is whenever you use your healing word before you've even touched the boss, you're guaranteed for failure. And, like, that sucks in a lot of ways, but it's very true, too, for how. Keep going. Stab. If you want to continue to increase yourself, like, you need to have every opportunity, like, advantage you have going into this boss fight. So I have to go back. I just have to rest. Like, I did not move through that section effortlessly. And if you, like, some boss fights you can win by the skin of your teeth, but you're losing experience. You're losing gold, which you need for upgrades. Especially as, like, some of the prosthetic upgrades have come into play as the game goes on. 200 sen, 400 sen, that stuff's important. That needs to go to other things to keep your character progressing. So losing half your gold every time you die is fucking awful. And the game starts with you having Buddha's aid, which is unseen aid at 30%. So 30% chance every time you die, you don't lose that experience in gold. But as more people get more dragon rot, which is the disease that happens as you die, you lose that percentage. Like, at this point, I think I have a 9% chance of unforeseen aid. And that's not triggering very often. I'm used to guaranteed losses. The enemy also kicked dirt at me, which is a dick move, and you don't do it in a fight, and I don't know how. Like, and that's something too, they're fucking bandits. They don't. A lot of the other enemies will fight using tactics that are noble. They're shinobi. These guys are fucking barbarians. Like, some of them will punch. They use torches. Like, he has a slow strike that's befitting of the fact he's just using an axe. He's not a warrior. He's more or less like a bandit drunk, and his fighting style reflects that. Which is another part that I think I really dig compared to fighting the Asahina. Fighting the bandits, showing off this level, the whole point is to show the differences in enemy. How different this section of the combat is different than the section that I played before with me trying to defeat that general. Because Yuzo's a drunkard. He's a bandit boss. He's a big dude with a big sword. And the general was the same way, but just all the differences in their troops, how they fight. Even the battle, the locale. This whole locale is at night. Like, no matter at what point. Like, this is one night 3 years ago, so no matter how far you progress through the level, it's still nighttime. It's gonna be nighttime. I don't think it ever tunes to day. At least in this part, which is fine. It's not a bad thing at all. Alright, I'm gonna go after the archer again. You always go after the ranged dudes. I'm trying not to trigger Gome Kensai again because I need him to not suck. So I'm gonna just hide back here. As much as I can hide. I'm working my way through these guys as fast as I can. The reason I always choose the sword guy, there's the burn status effect I talked about. The reason I always choose that shield guy is because they suck to kill. Like, if you don't, you need to be able to get your axe off without somebody coming up behind you and fucking your whole day up. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Bam. Alright, Jizo. It's time for you to die. You know not who I am, but know that I am your greatest enemy. But once again, like I showed off before, it's just until I beat this boss, because I haven't really figured out a way to really showcase this game off other than the fact that it is playing through areas that lead to mini boss fights. And to do more sections. Fuck, I got grabbed. No! Oh, that hurt. To do more sections than that doesn't feel right. Just because of the fact too, there's a lot of places that aren't this have great story beats and great. There's just a lot of goodness to this game that I actually appreciate having the opportunity to play. Put him on fire, as he sets me on poison. Fire didn't work. Fire isn't the end all be all, by the way. Like, you'll notice I use it on the bosses, because it does a decent amount of health damage over time, but it doesn't, unless there's a certain type of boss it kind of makes frantic. It doesn't do a lot now against Jizo. He's not freaking out by it. If anything, he's just still attacking to it. A fistful of ash though, haha. Oh, man. He also poisons his sword, which is fucking another thing to hate about Jizo. But you can find, like, you'll see that I'm finding, I even dodged that. Dodge that. Like, the way the physics engines work, I can get around these slashes. He should have had me there, but he doesn't, because I'm a fucking ninja and I've learned how to dodge. And die. Learned how to die there. Alrighty. Let's get him, let's get him, let's get him! Fuck you, Jinzo! Oh, he's almost ready. He's almost ready for me. Yeah! Fuck you, and I got my second one. Alright, now's the time to go get help. So I waited, because yeah, let's fight together, Nogami Gensai. Oh man, that was some nice hits you had there. Shit! Alright, so... Okay, we need to help him, because he's... God, come on, come on, come on. Just flash. He's going, he's going, he's going. Fistful of ash. That's not working against him that time. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I have one pellet. Alright, but he's lost a lot of health. Alright, Gensai, this is it for us. I want to get every chance of not having the poison. He's going for Gensai. He's going for him. I will not be stopped. Gensai, now! I will avenge you! Alrighty, well, looks like I did it. I got Unrefied Sang. But, I got it. And I got a prayer beat. So this is me. That was me beating Jinzo the Drunkard. I'm gonna put out a little bit of a training video, and then that'll be the end for our featured content. And we also, if you haven't checked out the podcast episode for Sekiro, you should check it out. It's amazing. As always, you can find us on Games of Rotation at gmail.com, Games of Rotation on Facebook, Games of Rotation on Twitter. If you didn't hear in our last video, we now have a Patreon page to help get more different types of content out. And if you ever want us to play anything, just send us an email. Hit us up on Facebook. We here. Tell us on the YouTube channel. We everywhere. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get to the save point because I just beat this boss for the first time. I have no health. Well, I have health. I don't have any fucking... I got myself scared. I went through the whole exit speech and I still had to get through enemies. Go. 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 But yeah... You know, I'm going to put up the training video, and it's going to be up soon, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys continue to like, subscribe, hang out with us. We love it. The son of a DL. More and more. Oh no, and no sick. Yeah, he's never okay. Well, that was it with me fighting Junzo the Drunkard in my second Let's Play episode. Look out for my training video coming up about how I got better at the game between these two videos. And as always, thanks for liking our stuff. We look forward to seeing and talking to you guys soon. I'm gonna rest and I'm gonna head out. Stay strong, Shinobi. That was lame. No!